Hi, my name's Monroe. You've probably already noticed that I have incredibly blue eyes.
Not that kind of profile, thank goodness. I don't know if you know this, but lately, as of today, which is the first week of December of 2021, Smule has been playing around with the layout of the application. And things are located in different areas. Everybody right now does not have this new layout. For me personally, I have 3 devices that have the Smule app. I have an Android phone, and I also have an Android notepad. And I also have an Apple iPad mini. And I don't know if this is device specific or not, but on both my Android devices, it's showing the old profile, and on my iPad, it's showing the new profile. And all 3 of those are on the same account. So I'm not entirely sure who's getting the old and who's getting the new profile, but I'm gonna try and go over where the Smule profile and settings are, but it's gonna be a little bit different depending on which version you have. And who knows, maybe Smule will change it next week, so by the time I edit and put this video on YouTube, it's gonna be outdated. I think one of the most common questions asked is how to change your profile picture on Smule. So your Smule profile appearance includes 3 things. It includes the background photo or picture, it includes your profile picture, which is usually your face, and also a theme color. Now for those who do not have VIP, they're not going to be able to change the background photo or picture, and they're not going to be able to change the color of their theme, but they can still change their profile picture. Now all 3 of these settings are in a different location depending on which version you have. If you have the new layout, you can access all 3 of those things by clicking on the little hamburger on the top right and clicking the edit profile option. Another way you can access that is on your live profile. Underneath your profile picture and the number of followers you have and the number of people that you're following, there's a little edit profile button. And if you click on that button, you'll be able to edit those 3 things as well. On the old profile layout, you don't really have a hamburger on the top right. There's 3 little dots. And if you click on those 3 little dots, you can access the settings menu. Under the settings menu at the very top, it says customize profile. Now it doesn't really look like you can click on it, it's not very obvious, but if you click on customize profile, it'll open up another screen where you can change your profile picture, your background, and the color of your theme. You can do that really quickly by clicking on the little paintbrush icon that's on the right side of the screen, a little bit farther down the little 3 dots on the top right. It's just to the right of your coin count. Other than the appearance of your profile, you can also change your display name, your username, your personal message, and you can also choose whether or not you want to show mentions. Editing these profile settings is different depending on which layout you're in. If you have the new layout, click on the hamburger icon on the very top right, select settings, and the profile section will be at the top. If you have the old layout, click on the 3 dots on the top right, select settings, and then the profile section will also be at the top. If you're not a VIP member, you're not going to be able to change your display name. But if you are a VIP member, you can change your display name. For display name, a lot of people will put a nickname or their real first name. The username is actually edited in a different area, but the personal message is edited right there. So if you wanted to put something in the personal message section, that's where you do it. Some people put a little bio, some people put mentions, and other people just put quotes. If you're unsure what Smule mentions are, it's kind of like tagging on Facebook, except for it's on your profile. So if you want to tag someone in your profile or your personal message, you just use a little @ sign and then you put their username. You don't put their display name, you put their username. So if you mention someone in your profile or your personal message and you have the show mentions turned on in your profile, then by default it'll show a little thumbnail of that user below your personal message. Now, if you're wondering where to change your Smule username, you can do it in the next section under the account settings. Whether or not you're using the new or old layout, the account settings are on the same page as where you change your profile text. Under the account settings is where you can change your email, your Smule username, your first and last name, your phone number, and if you'd like to change your password. I've never put my first or last name in there, and I've never put my phone number in there, so if you don't want to do that, I'm not really sure what it does or if it does anything. Now the next section, at least on the old layout, is where to change your language preferences on Smule.
Un café?
Ah, oui.
Du sucre?
Non.
You speak very good French?
Gracias.
It's interesting because I couldn't find where to change your language on the new layout, so I'm not entirely sure if they got rid of it or what's going on with that. But if you know the answer, put it in the comments below. I'd love to know the answer to this. The next section underneath that is the notifications on Smule. I don't know if you're like me, but I don't really like getting emails or notifications for every little thing on an app. So if you want to change what you get notified on and how to get notified, this is where you do it. It's located on the same page as your profile text and your account settings, whether or not you're on the new or old layout. You can receive push notifications or you can receive Smule email. If you're not sure what a push notification is, it's just a little alert that goes on your phone. It usually shows as a notification at the top, and usually you can change the settings on your phone so they can make sound or not. Now, if you click on the push notifications, there's a ton of notifications that you can see. You can get notifications from friends, such as recording loves, comments, mentions, new follower. You can get a notification for invitations to sing. You can get a notification when someone marks a song that you're in as a favorite. You can get a notification when someone likes a comment. You can get a notification when you get chat messages. You can get a notification of when you get gifts. And you can get a notification for when one of your friends goes to sing live. Keep in mind that these push notifications will only notify you of people that you are actually following. The push notifications underneath those are marked from Smule. You can get notifications of when your invite closes. You can get notifications of when people join your invites. You can get notifications of when you're invited to a group. You can get a notification when a group is deleted. You can get notifications when your video is ready. And you can get notifications regarding your bookmarked invites. Obviously, there's a lot of things to customize, so you just kind of have to find what you're most interested in. I'm not going to tell you which push notifications you want on because it's really an individual preference. For me personally, I find most of the push notifications useful. However, you might want to change some of the notifications if you have a lot of followers, if you follow a lot, if you join a lot of group songs, or if a lot of people listen to the songs that you join. The next section on the same page, whether or not you're on the new or old layout, is the social channels. And to be honest, I'm not entirely sure what they do. On the new layout, you only have the Facebook toggle, but on the old layout, you have a Facebook and a Twitter toggle. When I contacted Smule Support about this, they said if you toggle those on, it allows you to log into Smule through those social media apps. However, I've never had either of them toggled on, and I can still log in through Facebook. And as far as I know, I've never heard of anybody logging on to Smule through Twitter. The next section, also on the same page, whether or not you're on the old or new profile, is called privacy. On the old layout, there's an option called contacts, where you can sync your contacts from your phone with Smule. That way you can find if any of your contacts are Smule users. However, for some reason I couldn't find this in the new layout, so I don't know if they got rid of it or if they moved it to somewhere else. So if you know where that went or if there's another way to do it, let me know in the comments. The next option, or the first option depending on whether or not you're on the old or new layout, is the blocked users. If you block any user for one reason or another, this is where they go. And if you want to unblock someone, this is where you can go to unblock them. The next option you can toggle on or off is whether or not you want to send read receipts or read receipts. When you're sending messages back and forth and you don't want someone to know whether or not you read a message, this is where you turn it off. There are reasons for and against turning these off, but for me personally, I like to leave them off so people don't know whether or not I saw the messages. You can also toggle on or off whether you want people to know when you're online or not. If a user has this turned on, you can see whether or not they're online in your message system, and there are other areas in the app where you are able to see whether or not they're online, but only if they have that toggled on. The next setting is really interesting because when Smule Studio was first released, you could pull up any OC and you could see it unprocessed without any video or audio filters. But apparently a lot of people complained about privacy and didn't want people to be able to pull up any of their OCs in the Style Studio. Unfortunately, if you have this turned off, it makes it more difficult for people who use Style Studio to create new styles. If you're not aware, the Style Studio allows you to create a style and apply it to an existing OC, but doesn't allow you to save it. And if you're creating a new style for a specific song, it's very helpful to have real people to create your style with. Otherwise, you might have to create your own group song or duet and sing it with yourself or with friends that have this option turned on so you can see what it will look like with real live people. If you're interested in learning more about the Style Studio or how to create styles for your OCs, you might want to subscribe to my channel because I plan on making several videos in the future. The next setting that is also on the same page as your profile text settings and your account settings is the support section. If you're on the old layout, the only thing that's listed under there is the on or off toggle for uploading to Wi-Fi only. Turning this off is specifically useful if you are on a limited data plan with your phone service. This basically ensures that you're not using data to upload or save songs. On the new layout, not only does it give you the option to toggle on or off uploading by Wi-Fi only, but it also gives you the help section. If you click on the help option, it basically opens the support that you would find online guideline for Smule. And at least on the Apple device with the new layout, it also gives you the option to send diagnostics. Sending diagnostic information, from what I understand, is totally optional, and it's really only useful for the Smule development teams. The more people who have that option turned on, the more they are able to troubleshoot bugs and issues. The next option, at least on an Apple device, is clearing the cache. This can be helpful if you're having issues on your phone. If you clear the cache, sometimes the issues resolve. It can also resolve other issues when you know you're not seeing the most updated information. For example, if you upload a song to the songbook and you're not seeing it reflected on your app, you might have to clear your cache. And guess what? If you made it this far in the Smule profile and settings, we made it to the last section.
And there was much rejoicing.
The last section is labeled About Smule. To be honest with you, I haven't clicked on any of these. I haven't found most of it very useful. But if you're interested, this is where you can find the terms and conditions, the patents Smule has made, the privacy, and the cookie policy. And if you're on the new layout, you can also find the community guidelines and the list of all the Smule apps available. And the last thing to point out, and I'm not really sure if this is Android specific, but at least on the Android, that's where I can find the app version. And to be honest with you, I'm not really sure where you find the version build on the new layout. And to be even more honest with you, I'm not really sure it matters what version build you have, because I found out that Smule doesn't keep a log that tells you when changes were made or when bugs and issues were fixed. If you had questions when you clicked on this video, I hope I answered them. But if you still have questions, put them in the comments below and I'll try and get to them. If you found this video useful and you think it might be useful for other people, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button to help the YouTube algorithm push it to the top to help other people find this video. And if you're interested in future tutorials or tips, hit the notification button so you'll be notified anytime I create a new video. And congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Yay! As always, happy smuling!